Will it continue or not?
Hi, Linda. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. Yes, I think we are in a record booming market. There are questions raised, but we are very confident that looking at the pipeline of the companies which are going to come, and more importantly, the track record we have already set in the IPO market, that this party should continue. As you mentioned, 2 out of every 3 IPOs which have got listed this year, and we have almost 34 of them listed this year on the main board, they are listing above the IPO price, which is a decent track record to give us confidence that this party should continue. And we are already seeing that in terms of the IPO pipeline, right? So we have around 50 odd offer documents which are waiting approval from the regulator in various stages and which are looking to launch over the next couple of weeks and months. So clearly we see that this should continue for quite some while.
When you take a look at the capital raising in 2022, which sectors do you think will dominate and what could possibly derail that?
Sure. I think it will be a continuation of what we are seeing in 2021. So we are seeing a very strong uptake of technology companies. So I think 2020 was a defining year for the India and has continued in 2021. So we saw smallish tech companies which went public last year. But this year, we really saw some of the large tech companies which have gone public and they have received phenomenal response. So I think that has given confidence to the market that loss-making companies are not such a taboo anymore and they can be listed in India. Earlier, they used to look at developed markets like US for a potential listing of a tech company or a unicorn or a decacorn. But that shift is now well and sure established that they can look at India as a primary listing destination. So in 2022, we expect more of those tech companies to come to the market. We are also seeing healthcare companies. In tech, it's actually a wide portfolio. It could be consumer tech, it could be health tech, it could be travel tech, edu tech. Most of these companies which have spawned over the last decade or so will see their listings coming in the next year. We are also looking forward to the green energy or the ESG revolution. We could see some action on that front as well, because that is today the buzzword. And investors are very, very keen to look at such stories. So that could be another theme.
Mangesh, I do like the term decacorn here. Now, let's just have a look at all these companies which are in the pipeline. You say there's enough depth in the market, but of course, this is at the behest of perhaps the Reserve Bank of India as well. The thing is, they can take away the punch bowl at any stage. And are you worried about that?
Not really. In fact, that's a good question. Historically, the Indian markets has relied on 2 pillars of investment pools. One is the foreign investment money. Second is the domestic investment money. In the last 2 years, especially the pandemic, there's a third pool of investment money which has come into picture, which is the Indian retail investors. Ever since the pandemic took over and the ease with which now the apps are offering access to Indian equity markets, we have seen a significant jump into Indian retail investors which have come in. And this is the third pool now which is available for the issuers and corporates to tap into. We are seeing that in retail participation in Indian IPOs. We are seeing that in the share of trading which is coming from retail. So for example, a couple of years back, the share of Indian retail shareholders was somewhere like 20 to 30%. That has now jumped to almost 45%, which is a significant jump. And we think that with these 3 pillars going, even if there is a shock in one of the pillars, let's say for the foreign money were to have some bit of a downturn, we think there is enough and more to complement that downturn with support from the domestic institutions as well as retail investors.
Mangesh, what company are you most excited about at the moment who you anticipate to come to the market?
Well, I cannot, since I'm on the private side, I cannot talk on specific companies. We are working on a few of them. But I think you will see that India will see quite a defining moment in terms of the deals which can be done in India, and we will see them in a few months from now.